Hi there everybody, this is Jennifer Peters and welcome to another week of the Real Women of Philadelphia contest. And this week is dessert week and I'm so excited because desserts are absolutely one of my favorite things to make. I love baking, and not only do I love to eat baking, I love to share baking, which is one of the wonderful things about making all of these sweet treats is that we can share them with others. And if you didn't know, this week is also Teacher Appreciation Week. So in honor of all of those teachers out there, we're going to be making some very yummy chocolate raspberry swirl cupcakes for all those teachers out there. So let's get baking. So there's going to be three components to these wonderful cupcakes. There's going to be the chocolate bottom, there's going to be the raspberry filling, and the cream cheese white chocolate topping, all coming together to form this beautiful cupcake. So let's get started on the cheesecake filling. This is going to be combined with 1 cup of melted white chocolate. So I'm going to put this in my pan over a pot of boiling water, just as so. If you have a double boiler, then use a double boiler to melt your chocolate down. But I don't have a double boiler, so this is how I'm going to be melting down my 1 cup of white chocolate. And to my 1 cup of white chocolate melting in my bowl here, I'm adding a 1/4 cup of half and half. I'm just going to let this come together in my bowl. So while my white chocolate is melting down, I'm going to be working on my cream cheese filling. So of course I'm using Philadelphia cream cheese, and I'm using 1 whole box or 8 ounces of room temperature Philadelphia cream cheese and half a cup of white sugar. And I'm going to crack 1 egg into here. And then I'm just going to put this in my mixer and stir to combine. And so now that my white chocolate and my half and half cream have melted and come together really nicely in my bowl here, I'm going to add this into my cream cheese mixture just as so. This is going to make a really nice rich cream cheese layer. Okay, and I'm just going to give this a little mix for about a minute. Our next step is to make the raspberry filling. So I have taken 2 cups of frozen raspberries and I've thawed them. With the excess juices that have come from the frozen raspberries, I have started to combine 2 teaspoons of cornstarch to that raspberry juice. So I have maybe about a tablespoon or 2 of the raspberry juice right in there, and dissolved that cornstarch. So I'm going to pour that in there along with 2 tablespoons of sugar for that little added bit of sweet. And I'm just going to stir this to combine, bringing it till it's bubbly, and waiting till that cornstarch takes effect and starts to thicken. So now that my raspberry has come together and thickened into this really nice raspberry sauce, the only thing that's left are all these little raspberry seeds, and I don't really want those in my cupcakes. So what I'm going to do is put them in my little mini blender here and give them a little pulse, just to get rid of all of these little seeds. If you don't have one of these, you can use a regular blender, or a food processor would work just fine also. So here goes. And so for my final component, I'm making this nice, rich, dark chocolate cupcake bottom that will line the bottom of each of my liners here. So I'm starting to combine all of my dry ingredients first. So that's 1½ cups of flour, 1 cup of white sugar, 1/2 cup of cocoa, 1 teaspoon of baking soda, and 1/2 teaspoon of salt. Alright, so with my spoon here, I'm just going to give this a quick little mix, just to get this all thoroughly mixed together. If you want to come take a look here, I'm going to make this little well that all of my wet ingredients are going to go in. So I have 1/2 cup of butter, here, softened butter, and I have 1 teaspoon of vanilla that's going to go in the center there. And to top it off, I have 1 cup of hot coffee going right in there. Okay, So now I'm going to start my mixer on and give this a good mix until it all comes together. So that's going to take about 2 minutes or so. So you may wonder why I used coffee. Now don't be fooled, because this isn't going to be like a really strong mocha flavor that's going to come out of this mixture. In fact, this coffee is going to bring this chocolate flavor out and enhance the chocolate flavor, which is exactly what we want. A nice, rich, dark chocolate flavor. So this coffee really is going to complement to bring all of these great tastes together. And my final steps here are just to combine these 3 great components together into each of my liners. So I'm taking my nice rich chocolate batter and putting about a couple tablespoons worth, 2 to 3 tablespoons worth at the bottom here to fill up probably about the bottom quarter to the bottom third of the liner. Then I'm taking about a tablespoon worth of this awesome rich raspberry puree, layering that on top, and then just drizzling to cover with this great white chocolate cream cheese mixture. All of these 3 together are going to come together to make this just wonderful, decadent cupcake. Now I'm just taking my knife to kind of swirl this together so you can kind of see the red and the white, make this little swirly effect. So I'll just continue on with my liners here. I have 18 liners that I'm going to be filling with all of my great mixtures here. Now, like I said, I'm making these for our teachers this week because we have some really great teachers in our lives. And I can't even tell you how much I appreciate our teachers and what they do for us. I'm actually a former teacher myself. I used to teach preschool before I had 3 kids of our own. And I know and I appreciate what a hard job it is. And so I really love to show people how much I care, how much we love them and appreciate them with especially some really great baked goods. Just to take the time and effort to say, we love you. So these definitely go out to all of those teachers out there. All right, so I'm going to finish filling up my 18 liners. I'm going to put them in the oven at 350 for about 25 to 30 minutes. You'll know when they're ready when they start to form a little bit of brown. That cream cheese in there is going to kind of crisp up a little bit. And these are going to be nice, lovely, big and fluffy cupcakes. All right, so I'll show you when they're done. And so now my chocolate raspberry swirl cupcakes are done. They're fresh out of the oven, and can I tell you, these look so amazing. Just on their own, without icing or anything like that. The presentation of these look so impressive and beautiful just on their own. If you really wanted to, you could also garnish them with maybe a little bit of icing sugar. A light dusting of icing sugar would be really nice. But you know what? I like them just the way they are. They're just beautiful. So, like I said, I'm going to be bringing these to all the teachers tomorrow morning, but I thought maybe I should just sample them just to make sure they're okay, even though I know they are. Okay, so here's a quick bite for myself. I'll give you a quick peek inside. As you can see, the different layers. The chocolate on the bottom, the raspberry, and the white chocolate cream cheese topping. Oh, this is such a decadent and rich dessert. The raspberry is just so rich, but yet complemented by this nice creamy white chocolate cream cheese layer on top. And that dark chocolate bottom is absolutely mouth-watering. I know you're going to love these, and I know if you share them with someone special, they're going to love them too. So I hope you give this recipe a try at home. Thanks everybody, bye-bye.